What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for another video. Third time's a charm for this one since I've tried to record this 3 times now. I'm Brandon with EndFaze Games, and today we have some huge sorcery news. We got the release date for Gothic announced today. There's tons of news on sorcerytcg.com as far as spoiler cards. I'm not going to spoil anything here. You guys can check out the website if you want to see any of the spoilers. But we got tons of info. As far as for Gothic, I got some thoughts at the end of the video as far as the once a year model and the release schedule for Sorcery as a whole. But the big news first off is Gothic, the third set for Sorcery Contested Realm, is going to be released on December 5th. I do have some events that are coming up and some shout outs. So we just had in September, I had my Explorer Series event at Thieves Guild Gaming in Newport. Josh was kind enough to come down and judge the event. Casey ended up winning it against Bruce in the finals. Casey played Avatar of Air, and I believe Bruce played an aggro sorcerer deck. So you can find the finals gameplay on Bruce's channel at Golden Eagle Cards. And as always, Josh, Lord of Itza, he's always pushing out new content with market updates, news updates, a judging series as well. So make sure you check out their channels. Moving forward, we got some Cornerstone events popping up. We got some Explorer Series events. We have 2 Explorer Series left. And then we have the SCG cons coming up. And then I'll talk about Gothic again in a little bit. So we have Cornerstone Cleveland at Golden Glory Gaming, October 11th. I've played at that store before in my MetaZoo days. Definitely check that one out. I'm not going to be able to make that one. I had some personal things come up here that my wife planned that we're going to do instead. So looking forward to that event. Sorry I can't make it to that one. We do have Josh's Cornerstone event at the Common Room in Bloomington, Indiana. That one's November 2nd. Looking forward to going to that one. I've never been there before, but I want to check out Josh's store and check him out in his own element and play some sorcery up there. There's another Cornerstone event in Chesterton, Indiana. That one's December 14th. And then I have my Cornerstone event at Thieves Guild Gaming in Newport. Once again, that's right across the river from downtown Cincinnati. That one is December 20th. I don't know what the other December one is going to do, but as far as for mine, all cards are going to be legal since December 5th is the release date for Gothic. I think 15 days is plenty enough time to get some crazy decks ready for what we could only assume will be a crazy new meta event for a Cornerstone for a chance at a sealed Dragonlord box at Thieves Guild Gaming. Once again, that one's on December 20th. There's 2 Explorer Series events left. One I forgot to write down, but one is at Kitchen Table TCG. That's Louis' store. I believe that one, it's either a sealed or a draft event. I can't remember that, but I think that one's limited to like 16 or something. Not too sure on that one, but looking forward to those 2 events. Not going to be able to make it to either of those 2. But if you haven't been to an Explorer Series event, they're a ton of fun. And these 2 will round out the Explorer Series Season 1, and then we'll ramp up for Season 2 for next year. Rounding out the year on the United States events for Crossroads, you have the SCG cons. There's 3 coming up. I believe it's Houston, Baltimore, and for some reason I can't remember the other one right now. I believe Houston is the first one. I know there's some European Crossroads that have been popping off, and we've been seeing a lot of deck breakdowns and some gameplay videos from those. So those will be good to see, and to see how the United States rounds out the Crossroads events before Gothic drops. Looks like, as far as what I can see right now, it looks like Druid is still performing really well, and Archimago. As long as that card's legal, Archimago is still pretty good. Getting back to Gothic, so December 5th, Gothic is released. They have, like I said, they have a bunch of spoilers on the website. I'm not going to spoil anything here for those that don't want to see anything yet. they did announce that it is 440 cards, and they announced four deck pre-con, which are all going to be dual element. They look to be pretty thematic, and it's going to be called the Prophets of Doom. One of the avatars has already been spoiled / announced, I believe, at Gen Con. It's called the Necromancer. That's the only avatar that they've released that's going to be in that 4 deck pre-con. So it looks really cool. It's definitely going to shake up the gameplay and the meta quite a bit. And then with Gothic coming out, that's when the new sideboard mechanic takes place. And then the decks go from 50-30 to 60-30. So it looks like it's going to be a great boost to the game, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. The cards look fantastic as always. The art by far, from as long as I've been in TCGs, the art and sorcery is by far the best. And then the gameplay, with it being grid based and very thematic, every game is different. With the rarity rule from ordinary to unique, every game is different. Every game is very thematic. Every game has a different story, and it's just the most fun I've had in a TCG. I will die on the hill that Sorcery is the best TCG right now, and I think that anybody that plays Sorcery, one time, as long as they have a good, teacher, person telling them about the game, everybody gets hooked on it. I know the first time that I was shown Sorcery, I was immediately hooked. So get out there and share the game, share some videos, do what you can to spread the word about Sorcery, because I think with this set and the next year moving forward with all these events, I think that we're going to see some rapid growth in the game. My thoughts on the release window for Gothic, with it being around the holidays, I'm not sure if some people are, kind of skeptical about the release window. I know a December release can kind of be tough for some people with the holidays, travel, money's kind of tight, that kind of thing. I understand completely where you're coming from. That it is a tough window, but it is also a good window because a lot of other TCGs kind of steer away from the holiday release window. But I think they kind of had to do what they had to do with this one. With Arthurian Legends being released last October, it was met with some opinions. It wasn't the best box opening. And the set was rather small. With this one, they went back up to 440. So after Gothic releases, we'll be up to, with 3 sets, we'll be at over 1,000 unique sorcery cards. That's amazing. And I think that just is a testament to the team with their play testing and Q&A. A lot of tournaments, decided to ban the Ring, ban Archimago. I think moving forward, I think players can have a big part of bans, and I think Eric Curioso does things in such an old school manner that they want all the cards to be legal. If a card's printed, it can be beat. Archimago did have a big win rate online, and then I don't know. I just think that if we would have kind of let Archimago run its course, the meta would have went a little bit differently because people would have built differently. But getting back to the release window, I do think that moving forward with the December 5th release, I think that when this releases, they're going to focus heavily on distributing it, as perfectly as they can. I don't know if they're going to do a worldwide release, and we don't know the MSRP of the box yet. But I do think that once they release it, they're going to focus heavily until like March to make sure stores have the boxes, players can get the boxes, collectors can get the boxes, and that's going to lead into like March, maybe April. And then they're going to get their event schedule, ironed out for 2026 with their Crossroads, Gen Con. We still want to fit in the Avatar of the Realm. Who knows if that's going to be earlier in the year next year, but there is supposed to be some sort of like finale. So it looks like their event schedule as far as bigger events is like from Gen Con, which is like end of July, early August until the end of the year, maybe into January. And then it kind of goes into local tournaments and locally organized tournaments for maybe like January till like June-ish, and then after that they're officially bigger Sorcery Eris Curiosa events, that kind of thing. But that leads me into my prediction for the next set, which this is way ahead, but I do think that if they focus on that, then once they get into like March of next year, that's when they're going to gear up for set 4. So I think if they wanted to get out of the holiday release window, set 4 could probably be pushed to Q1 of 2027. I know a lot of people might not want to hear that. I don't mind it particularly. I think that they're doing things their way. Like I said, they don't worry about, releasing a set and then spoilers for the next set start the next day like other games do. I think they're focusing on one thing at a time and making sure that they round out all the edges, make sure the play testing's good, make sure the Q&A is good. And they're going to do things their way. And I think as a whole, as a community for Sorcery, I just think if we have just a little bit more patience and a little bit more trust in what they're doing, I think that we'll be much more happier as a community, because when these cards were released as spoilers this morning, I've heard nothing but good things. Like the box art looks great. The new playmat looks great. It does look like the box is beta size, so it should be 36 packs. Once again, we don't know the price of it yet. Who knows what tariffs and, prices going up right now will do to the box price. I'm hoping that it's around 160. I think that would be a great price for it. My official prediction will be around like 170, 180. But, that's just me. I just think that this release schedule right now, I think it's good. I wouldn't mind it getting pushed out of the holidays as well. But that would mean one full year without a set. So some people might not like that. I think it's fine. We'll be up at 1,000 cards, over 1,000 cards. We'll have a bunch of new avatars. Older avatars are going to get upgraded. New avatars, people are going to want to use the new ones. And I think the meta shakeup is going to be great for the game. Those are my thoughts on Gothic right now and the upcoming tournaments. I'm having a blast playing locally here at Thieves Guild Gaming. And I was really excited to see the turnout for the Explorer Series event. Looking forward to these future events that I can go to as well. I'm going to try and make it to the Avatar of the Realm. Hopefully it's on the East Coast or somewhere closer to me, selfishly, but I'm going to try and get to it no matter what. Settled into my new job. I haven't made any videos for a while. And I just think my work-life balance right now is doing a lot better. So I should be able to get to some videos here soon and get some more videos like this out in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.